Hi everyone, Alchemist Lion, and today I'm gonna fight husks through a proxy. I don't like getting my hands dirty, so I'm gonna leave it up to this guy. No, I don't mean this guy. I'll be using this guy, Decoy. He's gonna do all the fighting for me. Just look at those spikes, they're deadly. And that oven mitt, barbed wired? Nice. So the hero that I'm using to make this work, even in the slightest, is Saboteur Bull. Saboteur Bull, his commander perk is when Decoy is destroyed, it explodes, dealing 153 base damage. 3 times what his standard perk is, which is the standard rate that they like to increase the commander perk by. His standard one does 51 base damage. So say if I wanted the cooldown in primary and this as a standard, I'm doing 1/3 the damage, so it's not getting as many of the husks. So that's why he's in command. Let's compare that though to the other two decoy damage heroes. We have Kyle the 13th. His decoy in primary does 45 base damage back at enemies that attack it. You would think that's good, but the problem is that there's only about 3 to 4 husks that are actually going to hit on decoy and take that damage in. As well as there's a bit of a delay if you put the decoy down for them to kind of register it and hit it. They're not doing as much. So even though it's a fairly decent perk, I'd love to see it at like 20 and 60 to kind of comparatively like match some other heroes that are out there. So it's still fairly weak, but it's not the best damage perk. And it is a little weak when you're trying to kill a bunch of husks at once. But that's what we have in support. So we're getting that 15 damage. But now let's compare that to Magnus, the Conqueror. Although I'm not sure what he's conquering because his decoy does 13 base damage every second. Now, I'm fairly certain the standard decoy is about 4.5 seconds, so you're getting almost 50 to 60 damage there, but it's really not that at all. It's fairly weak. It's a great perk. It's just I find anytime they have this radius, Red Willow has the same thing. There's a few heroes that are very weak. 6 damage in standard, I don't even know. It's almost like a waste. However, because I'm trying to do only decoy, I have to use everything in my power, but this is one hero that definitely needs some improvement. This is weak. Red Willow, his weak, does 20 base damage as standard, and then her commander doesn't do anything more than that. It just adds a phantasm. So this is another one along with her that really needs a buff, because otherwise, I would generally not recommend using him, even though the perk itself should be pretty cool. He's kind of like a wasted hero, but we have him in here because we need as much damage as we can get, and so we're using him in this method. The main thing that makes this work is Happy Holidays and Grease the Wheels. Grease the Wheels decreases cooldown by 17%. Again, a lot less than some of the other cooldowns. So another one that could probably be improved on, but we're going to use her because the cooldown perks are probably my favorite perks in the whole game, just because you can kind of keep using the ability and spam it in a way that you don't have to rely on your weapons. I use cooldowns in almost every loadout if they're available. That's why I like Happy Holidays as the team perk. But this is how we're making it work. And then on top of that, we have going and going. So because Kyle the 13th and Magnus there are a little weak, we're trying to get as much damage out of them as possible, and so we need to use going and going, which increases the decoy duration by a second and a half. So we're getting about 6 seconds. If we look here, it's 6 seconds that decoy will go off, and so we're getting a few extra hits from those markers to again, maximize the amount of damage before Saboteur's main perk, which is it explodes, goes off. And it allows less time between the cooldowns, so that I can kind of always be safe and not worry about dropping as much because husks don't have anything to keep their eyes on. And then again, always Burger Buff. He is probably one of my favorite healing heroes. Dennis is very underrated. He's the only hero that can give you health and energy at the same time, and the health is better than some of the other health perks out there because, like, for example, Survivalist is 39 base health over 3 seconds. He's 53 base health. And on top of that, he's giving you 5 energy every second, which is, again, even more than some of the other heroes. I mean, it's an 8% chance, but I don't know. I find he works brilliant for me. All right, the mission we're doing this in is a 124 eliminate and collect. Yesterday, I did pull it off in a 108 with some struggle. The level between 108 and 124 didn't really change it too much, aside from it was a little harder to stay alive in the 124s. But that being said, it took a lot of attempts. Here's just a few of them. Yeah, no, this isn't going to work. Not this time around, at least. But it does give me some encouragement that it can work. Let's do that again. And no, we're short. Take. Unless it drops 3 samples here miraculously, this is over. 28 again. Next. But getting the samples is just no easy feat. Oh, I wish this was take 14. And now it's just her, so that's awesome. See, you're just really just handcuffed. This isn't going to work again. It was so close all the time that stubbornness and persistency were my allies here, and eventually I got it pulled off, and that's the run you're going to see now. So yeah, enjoy. It was a fun one. Take a million. I don't I've done this so many times now I've kind of lost count, but I know it's possible. Decoy only, 124 eliminate and collect. I'm getting so close. It's not the kills. I've gotten up to 260 kills at this stage. It's the samples. The samples are just a struggle to get. The final circles can be really brutal. Staying alive with the mist monsters is a bit of a struggle. And the final circle, you just get in kind of at the mercy of the areas, and either there's no husks being spawned in, or it's all mist monsters. A lot of times the husks will just despawn randomly on you. I'm not sure if it's just because the kills or whatever, and now I'm just trapped. I wasn't really focused. And there's just a lot of hindrances to this being completed. I'll get so close, and then a group of husks will just, like, vanish as they're about to die. Or I'll get close, and then no samples spawn for, like, 2 minutes. The randomness of it, the amount of times that Decoy just doesn't hand out the samples is kind of insane. Some of the other hero loadouts, I'm getting samples in the first 2 minutes, I'm getting all 30 of them, even if I'm only getting a few kills. This one, I'm going the full way. I have almost 300 kills, and I'm still not getting them being dropped in any sort of good number. So we're going to hope for the best here. I'm on point right now, but it's very early on. Like I said, it's kind of random. You'll get a good drop for a couple times, and then about 2 minutes, it would just be like this dry spell where there's nothing being dropped. And again, that final, like as you get closer to the end, because the circle's a lot smaller, you have less variety or less options on where you can go and what you can, attack. Well, I mean, I'm not really doing anything. It's all this guy, but you know what I mean. But I'm gonna run for it. I'm really, I know it's possible. I really want to get it done because a 108, although I did it and it's cool, 124 would be way better to showcase just what Decoy can do, and knowing how weak it is, just what the potential could be if the actual hero abilities were a little better. Sure, it's because it's the Decoy's main purpose is to divert and whatever, but they do have 3 heroes that do damage. So you think that you should be able to do some sort of damage with a combination of 3 heroes, all using their perks to, you know, kill the husks. Oh, my brain is going mushy right now. I've done this too many times. Alright, so right now we're at a really good pace. I don't want to jinx it because every time I say that, it pretty much jinx it. But this is actually probably one of the better runs that I've been having. You're really at the mercy of just lucky spawns and lucky drops. And running through a pile of bees is probably not the way to achieve victory, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to go grab these samples right here. We're at the halfway mark and still have a couple minutes left, so right now I'm actually kind of a little hopeful. And we're going to run through those bees again. A corridor of bees. Oh, that blaster really got me. Alright, so I might just respawn and see what I can get. This area is nice and all, but I want to see something else, and I can go back and get that sample after. Alright, let's see, where are we at? Samples that way. So I'll just kind of walk in the direction of the sample, because as you can tell, there's no even husks over here. Alright. We got a smasher, but if I can outrun the smasher, I should be good. Use the trucks to my advantage. There we go. Boom. Get that sample. Nurse husks can be a bit of a problem because they're healing the little husks from dying, but that explosion does still kill things, so they're not a huge hindrance. My main problem is staying alive around takers and the blasters. That final circle really makes it tricky sometimes. And the despawning. I think the despawning is probably my biggest nemesis in this. Because there's so many times that husks are about to die, and then they don't. Alright, I'm going to get out of there, because that's just a recipe for disaster here. I'm going to go back and get that sample I dropped from before. And yeah, I didn't make much progress in the last minute or so, so I got to really kind of change up what I'm doing and hopefully be able to take advantage of that good beginning push. Yeah, the nurse husks, she doesn't help. I see less amount dying, less samples being dropped, if any. But I said, she doesn't fully hinder it, it does make it a little tricky. And that's what I mean, when you're at the final circle, you're kind of at the mercy of whatever they just give you. There we go. I go around over here, get this sample. Yeah, the amount of mist monsters can be nuts. But we're still on good point. Even though I had all those like hindrances, this actually is still a good run. I've had way worse runs and gotten super close. So this might actually be it, which is kind of nice. I would love to not have to do this again. I might end up going cuckoo just by trying to do these challenges. This one's probably even tougher than the Crescent Kick one that I did. This one was a tough one. Funny enough, the Crescent Kick one I also had to do in 124. That's why I didn't really want to do a 108. 108 just really wasn't doing it for me. I really wanted to do this in a proper leveled mission that's a little higher up. Because I do think Decoy does have some mass potential, especially when you combine it with the other abilities. Decoy can be a really awesome tool. So right now we're at a pretty good pace. I am very happy with this. If anything, it's actually the kills that are a little behind where they normally should be at, which is new. This is the first time I'm probably going to do the samples and have a struggle with getting the kills all done. No samples there. I'm going to go down these group. This isn't a patrol, so hopefully they don't all just vanish on me. As far as spots for a final circle, this one's decent enough. I would like some extra terrain. I'm kind of all in the open here, so I kind of have to make my own. But look at that, we're getting the samples, so now it's just a matter of getting the kills and these final 3 samples in 2 minutes. You might think that's a guarantee, but it definitely is not. Of course, right next to the rift, that's not a fun final circle. Okay. There's some burgers here, I'm going to try to get those. Let's see if this lone guy will give me a sample. At least a kill. Because we have 90 seconds to make some magic. And hopefully avoid me having to do this again. Nope. Nope. Nice. Okay, that was a good, well-timed heal. Alright, so we got one more sample. Oh, I don't like how it gets so close. And I'm down. Okay, I got to revive. I need 3 kills and 1 sample. Ugh. This is brutal. Hopefully it gets done. Come on. Right here, right here, right here. Give me my stuff. Oh, there's the sample and there's the kills. Okay, I just need to get the sample and not die, and I did it. Oh my god. Whew. Despawn all you want right now, boys. All right, we did it. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, nice. So, there we go. Decoy only. This guy. He saved the day. And, yeah, we did it. We did a decoy only, eliminate and collect, and a 124. So, a decent mission, a decent run, and it only took 1 billion tries. So, pretty worth it. Celebration time. And that's it for my video. Thank you very much for watching me be lazy and let somebody else do the work for me. Hope you enjoy. Thank you again for your support. I appreciate your time. Have yourself a great day, and I'll catch you around. I'll be using